So then, passport is, as I say, delegated down from national, and then you'll be seeing your club area. So this will be the same dashboard, just for your awareness, at national, at PE level, and at the clubs. Just some of the options might differ very slightly, but the main key areas will be the same across the board. So to introduce you to the main areas, you'll start on dashboard when you log in. The dashboard will allow you to add and edit your club's logo, and you can add and edit the logo underneath there. So we take most file formats. So if you have had a change in logo, you can always update that at this stage. You'll just see some stats as well below. We'll come into this in the reporting section a little bit later on. We just give you a quick view of participants and your yearly guide on that. Got a gender split, players, coaches, umpires, match officials, volunteers. There'll be different options within there as well, just so you can see at a glance your club memberships and types of member. You have the search bar at the top. So you can search usually by surname. So it just takes the first 3 or 4 characters of a name. So for example, just type in that, you'll see the surname and first name of every cricket island number for members within your club. So that's a quick way of doing that if you've got quite a few members in there. We've also got the advanced search, which is the little beta buttons here. If you click on that, this will open up a more detailed search for you. So you can search for your participants by family name, first name, by email, which will come in handy, which I'll explain more in a moment, and date of birth or the CI number if known. You can search for your entities using that particular function there. So quick search in the bar, advanced search there for you. Just to move along the top bar, we've also got the GameDay community icon. GameDay views your reporting, but that will be dealt with separately. GameDay community, where we share various different topics from other sports, so case studies, things people have found useful, and I'll pop out a new tab. And what we do is we run our passport updates through here as well. So release notes come out every fortnight, telling what's new in the platform effectively. You can see that on there. So that's on our website, and you can join the community from there as well. We'll also mention the C2C program, so we do take feedback on board, and if there's a new feature or something you'd like to see within the software, then you can send that to myself as the account manager. We then take it internally to our tech team, and they'll review any potential updates. And we've had some really good ideas from members across all sports. So it's something we do take on board, and we try and come up with new ideas because we'll freely admit we don't know everything. So there we go. That's GameDay community. GameDay marketplace, it does have some partner organizations through there, people we work with, so things like LMS providers, we train you. We do run a MailChimp integration as well. If any of your clubs do use MailChimp, we can manage that through here. And GameDay marketplace will open up a few different options. So if you ever need any more information on these or you're not too sure, be more info, and I'm again more than happy for me and the Cricket Island team to talk you through any particular options there. If any of this it will meet your club's requirements. The next one is the support icon. This is also very useful. So GameDay has a support team based in the UK and in Australia, where we do exactly that. We provide in-person support. So there's a wealth of help articles that we can provide. We've been overhauling this in the past 12 months. So what you do there, simply click on the support icon. It'll pop out from the right-hand side. There's some recommended articles that come up here in the search bar. So, for example, you can look for your member and the records, advanced member report, various other ones. So there's probably about, I think we get towards 500 articles on there. So we do have an awful lot of different areas. This is just a quick version. So if you go to open a full site, you can see the full GameDay picture. So just go for our participants. I'm an administrator, so most of you as club admins will probably be working on that one, and then match officials as well. You see the different topics on there, again with the search bar. If, however, your question is not answered or you're unable to find that, you can go to the Contact Us form. And again, just type in something like member. I'll suggest a few articles, but if it's a no, and you do need to get through to someone because a no, submit my request. This is a standard contact form, subject, your details, name and email address, organization name, any other information. If there's an attachment, if it's about a screenshot or something that's not working, that'll go to our support team. Then it's a 1 business day turnaround for a response. Our business support team will take that away and investigate further for you. That's the support icon. The next one is a notifications icon. So from time to time, a thing may pop through from the club. Notifications, you'll have a standard little red circle with 1, 2, 3 notifications, whatever that may be. You can review that from there. And then the settings bar. So the settings bar is where you can add different club admins. So if you decide that you need more people accessing the club area, you can do so from this area. There's also a few other options. If you, to be honest, at club level, user manager is the main one you're going to need. If you want any information about the rest, please contact me directly. I'll be happy to talk you through those. But just to focus on user management, so it's the jog wheel settings, third one down. And you'll be able to see in here who has authorization as your club admin, so name, email, then access there. If you want to add somebody else, they'll need to set up a Passport account initially as an admin. That's different to your member profile, but this will be sent to the FAQs, and we will be sending in FAQs after this session to give you some information there. Once the club admin you require has their email address registered on Passport, it's free to do, takes about 1 or 2 minutes. Put their email address in there, add, and they become a club admin for your club. So that's just running along the top. What I'd also point out is the Get Started icon here. So during the registration campaign, if you click on Get Started, we're going to have the in-platform guide that will talk you through a few different areas. So it'll pop up with Welcome to GameDay Passport. Now, Resource Center, which is located in the bottom right with a little question mark, is effectively the support guide, but with something a bit more targeted. So when we've run previous registration campaigns and we know the challenges club admins may face, we try and target a little bit towards ourselves with particular help topics. So it'll be a resource center option. It'll tell you where to go for that. Go to Resource Center, and you can see there just a few different topics: onboarding, membership management, reports, and so on. Just to give you that a bit more in depth. So next, you'll see the options are running along the left-hand side. So I'll go through these one by one just to give you an idea. So dashboard, which is touched on, so you can do your logos in there. Your club details can be added. So just go into the edit button next to your details, and you'll be able to add key information about your club. So, for example, phone number, email, website address, social media. You can also do contacts. So if there's a key club contact, you can make people responsible for different areas within your club. So let's say if there's 3 or 4, so president, treasurer, secretary, registrar, and then any other committee members, you can specify your own roles as well. If you go to other roles and contacts down here, you can name that person and what they're responsible for. Most people would just go for primary contact, which is the radio button here, and those come under social activities. But that would mean you get emails about everything in effect to do with the club. If you do want to split it out between you, so if you've got socials, and that's your social sec, you can put the tick box there and just say that person is responsible. Similarly, your registrations can go to somebody else, finance and payments for your registrar, and so on. So you can just divide that up so the relevant people are getting the relevant emails in regards to their club. And the third box is for locator. So you can put your details in for your club's home ground. So you can put the details in there, again, venue, website. If you're running training sessions, you can highlight those on there, days and times, just take the relevant times. And then the public locator. So this is something we work with Cricket Island. So if you go straight to the bottom, you'll have location details. So at the moment, this is set to our office in Manchester. However, what we can do is this syncs up with Google Maps, is we can zoom out, move this red pin across, and the red pin will point. So we'll go for Mullingar in this instance. And you can pinpoint basically to the level of Google Maps where your cricket ground may be. This will automatically update the latitude, longitude, and from there you will be able to precisely show where your ground and your location is. So I'll save your address and your location. Then this will be shared on the Cricket Island main club locator. Once you're happy with everything, just update at the bottom. You get a green bar to say record updated successfully, and then your details will be saved through the locator. So that's the main areas of your dashboard. Oh, sorry, I've got a few people to let in. One sec. Okay, so we'll have a look at participants. So this is your member list. So if you go to participants, you get the submenu here of list participants. So if you go into there, you'll be able to see everybody who's active within your club for this particular season, and just a name, family name, date of birth, and that they're active. You can split that down by age group. If you are running age group teams, we can do their particular member type. So season player, you'll have all your players highlighted, and so on. You can just go for the drop downs there. The other option for this, you'll see in the top right, is View Member Profile Portal. If you click on that, this will take you to a second site. So the member can actually view the details held for their member profile. So this is useful for something like if they got to update their phone number or their address or something basic like that. What you can do is send that link from your club to the member. The member, once they click on that, this will pull all the details held by GameDay for that person. You can see name and Cricket Island number there. So if we scroll down to test, one of our test ones, you'll see their name, date of birth, gender, and then some basic contact information. You'll be able to edit the profile, and the person can edit their basic details from there. They'll also be able to see any transactions paid and some other details, including their statistics for club, well, for basically their club data. So that's just a useful feature if they are asking you to do the admin. We can do a bit of self-serve on the basic stuff. If it's something more substantial, of course, then you'd be able to do that as a club admin, or if you're happy to do so. But the option is now there, View Member Profile Portal from your club. You can also request a transfer. So I don't know how widely applicable this will be, but we do have a transfer included this facility. So this would work if you are moving a player from one club to another, or if you're registering someone who does play across two clubs. So what we're asking is that whether you were registered last season, re-registered with that same club, then the new club, if you are moving, will request that to your existing club. Then the Cricket Island and Provincial Union staff will work through that transfer request and be processing that through GameDay. So once your member is registered, please keep it with the same club in the first instance, and then they can move over using this process. So that'd be your main areas for the member list. Next will be your competitions. So you'll be able to see match, without the results will be managed in MV Play as usual, but the competitions, if you are entering any particular competitions, you'll have a list of those within here and which teams are entering with competitions. Brings me on to teams. The teams sit within a club in the hierarchy structure. So again, Provincial Union Club, and then teams. So you can have as many teams as you desire within your club. So the club admin will be in charge of that. If you do need to add a new team, you'll see again at the top right, just an add button. The competition is an optional, but if there is a competition active, you can put them straight in to select them to do that competition. But more often than not, it'll just be club name, obviously a club name, and then the second 11. If it's a contact email or phone, you can put those in. And then you can see there your teams have been added. And then in the hierarchy, you'll have club and then team. So you can go into the teams list, click on the little magnifying glass icon, and you'll see team in the top left instead of club. So your second 11, and then again, participants, any competitions they're taking part in will be there, but you'll be able to go back into your club at any point. There's a communication tool within GameDay and Passport. As mentioned, we do have an integration with MailChimp, but if we've got basic email functionality as well. So let's press it in. So what you'll be able to do from here is send a basic email out to your members. It does say email or SMS. I must stress that the SMS is a chargeable service. So if you are looking to do that, please contact me before going down that route. What we're looking to introduce in the next 12 months is more functionality and a bit more of an app-based system. You know, not everybody uses SMS these days. So I'd stick to the email for now, and then more information will come out during the season about the other options we'll bring it up. So if you do want to send anything through communications, you just go to there on the left, and you can send a message. Then you've got three options: your membership group, a custom group, so you can do that to say your team coaches and make a list at the start of the season, or your volunteers, or any segment you want really. And your membership group. So if you click on that one, that'll give you key team contacts, which is what we mentioned in the dashboard previously, or your players, coaches, and so on. And you'll notice there for players, you can include parents on that list as well. So if we've got any under 18s, then we will ask parents to register. They'll have the children on the same email. We'll know that the under 18, the parent or guardian will have responsibility, and they'll be receiving the emails and communication. Now, we were asked recently about anyone who's 17 turning 18 at the start of the season. That's absolutely no problem. What will happen is everyone's got a CI number regardless of age. So if they do become 18, just basically you can swap their email over. So from the parent guardian being responsible at 17, they turn 18, they want to be responsible for their own profile, just update the email on their member profile. We've got a help video on how to do that as well, but I think the provincial union will also have that guide. But just to let you know, it'll be the same CI number. You don't have to re-register people once they turn 18. So yeah, your comms tool, that could be for any purpose really, but a lot of people are doing it for membership renewals, which of course we're going to be putting out this week. So if you do want to get in touch with your with your club members, you can do so by selecting, let's say players, just as a hypothetical. It'll ask you to confirm your communication type. The primary purpose, which will be as part of the terms and conditions of the data entry. Obviously, we want to be adherent to GDPR rules. So primary purpose will be sent to all members. So something like a renewal notice would be typical club business, so that would be covered. If you do select secondary purpose, that would only be people who have opted in. So that would be something like, we've got a fundraiser coming up, that would be more marketing, but your primary purpose for renewals, letting them know that membership's expired and we need to renew, we can go from there. Not selected any players in this club, but what will happen then is you'll have a list of all your active members and emails. You can untick anybody if you don't need to send to them, and then the next screen you'll just be asked to just type your message and it'll send us a standard email. Again, there'll be a bit more information on the FAQs afterwards, but just to let you know, that's where that would lead to club and communications. So let's have a quick pause at this stage. Do we have any questions or anything just to be addressed at this point? Great. Taking the sounds to the positive, so I'll keep going. But of course, if there is anything that comes through, please put it in the chat and we'll come to those at the end. So the next one on the left-hand bar would be registrations. So registration is one of the key functions within the passport system for all levels, but certainly for the club. I'll run you through the key areas because this will probably all be of some relevance. First one is your payment configuration. Now, if you are charging for anything within the passport, the first thing is products, which will come. It's the first thing, but I'll come to it second. But basically, anything paid for, you set up a product. So let's say it's membership fee €10 or £10, then you can set up a product. And then the payment configuration is the most important, which is why I'm leading with it, because that's where your bank details go. So if you are charging for anything, you can add your bank details in this screen. So you just need some basic details and then a letterhead or a bank copy of your bank statement. So our finance team can add your details. And then if you are charging through GameDay for anything at all, we would make payments to you every Friday. It's about a week behind. So we'd wrap up Monday to Sunday's payments. Our team in Melbourne will process that on a Monday, and then we get it out to you the following Friday. So we do pay out every week because we know how important funds are to each and every club. Therefore, we want to get the money out to you as quickly as possible. So that's payment configuration. Your products. So products will have certain things inherited from national. For example, Smash It and its Wicket fees are through there. Then you'd also have any provincial union fees that may be set up. So we've got different coaching programs. They can set the fees on there and they come down the hierarchy. If you want to set up something up at a club, that's absolutely fine. There's a button here, add a new product. And you just work through the details. So name of product, straightforward. So I'll just put test. Product reporting season would be the current season to make sure that you've got everything active. Archive products, if you only want to show it for a month or so, and when it's done, you can tick that box and it won't be showing anymore, won't be valid. But leave that unticked if you want to make it active. Product type, so membership, self-explanatory. Merchandise, if you are selling any hoodies or anything through the club, or you wanted to bat or whatever it might be, you can categorize it there. If it's an event, a fundraiser, you can do that or other. It's just to help you categorize what that might be for. Time quantity purchasing. This is not for multiple people. The quantity is if you are, I use the example of socks. I'm never quite sure why we use socks on that one, but if you are going through there. Then any notes you want to put any guide notes against the products, then you can do so on the notes. So if you just explain that there's a fundraiser on the 22nd of July or whatever it may be, you can put it over there. There was tax description. So if you need to be mindful of your VAT, you can put that in there, or not applicable if it's not a problem. Log in to change price and to sell products. You'd be doing that at your club, because then the three levels: association and national body. So association is your provincial union, national body at Cricket Island. So I'd always put that at club if you are setting these up. And then the important bit is pricing. You can put your amount in there. Multiple pricing, if it's something for a club fee, let's say, we can do up to, well, pricing for 4 and more adults, so 1, 2, 3, and then 4 and subsequent. The same with the child price, 1, 2, 3, and 4 and subsequent, if you need a multiple registration. But the single price will cover you for everything else. Payment split is the last one I'll go through. As I say, there's more information coming on products should you choose to set these up. But payment split is important. So if you are running a course, we can set something up at source. So if you're charging €50 for a coaching course, half of it's going to the union and half of it's going to the club. We can set a payment split, so we divide that out for you. So you don't have to be dealing with the admin. You can go 25 and 25 or whatever it may be. but that can be set up, applied to the product, and then everybody gets the money they need to, and just saves you an admin job. So that's just a very quick walkthrough products. There's a series of settings that you can put on the product. So it can only show to certain people, for example, minimum, maximum date of birth, different member types, product availability. If it is an event and you want to close it down the day before, you can do that there. That's a very quick walkthrough of the products. All right, so promo codes I won't really get into. It's not really one for the clubs, but it's an option there for you. Now, obviously, the important one in registrations is the registration forms. So for this, you'll be able to take the registration form and share the link out. So in the forms, you'll have everything that's been set up at national and provincial union level accessible to your club. A club can set up a form as well, but for the purposes of this, I'll just show you how to access the actual main registration form. So it's going to be the same name as last year, but for 2024. So the draft will be going off from this name, and we'll have club registration form 2024 and the code number 113063. Code's just for reference. You'll be able to view this as a club by clicking on the view button. It pops out in a new tab to see the actual form as your members are seeing it. The other two options are to share, and then you can download a QR code. So share is to pop up a hyperlink. So we'll go on there for you. And you can see the URLs there. That's a full length link if you need to copy that. So you just click in, copy the text, and that can go out on your campaigns, or you can send it out to your members as it is. If you are doing it on the socials as well, we've also got the QR code version of that. So if you click on download QR code, you get a small JPEG picture, and that can be shared on wherever you need it to be hosted. And then people can scan that and it'll take them straight to the club. So every club has their own individual link. So although the form has been set up at national, because of a hierarchy in Passport, we're able to give each club a bespoke link. Therefore, once you're in, club registrations, registration forms, and then club registration form 2024, that's the link to share. And then everybody who clicks on that link will be able to register straight to your club. So I'll pause because I know that's a key sort of point there. Is there any questions about that? Or is everybody clear on how to access that link? Okay, so if obviously there's any questions around that, because I know that's kind of a fundamental with tomorrow coming up, we can absolutely share that out, but it'll be on the recording as well. But we'll have a bit more guidance on that too. Smashing. And the final one links back to the locator, which we touched on earlier. We have put this in registrations just in case you want to update anything. But as I say, the main ones really are your registration forms and where to access them, payment configuration to enter your bank details if you ever need them, and products if you do want to put anything through GameDay that's charged for, and then they'll be managed through our payment system. Reporting. So we've been working on this in the last 12 months with the Cricket Island staff and internally as well to try and improve the reporting facility. What we found is the reporting is comprehensive and that every single point of data that's entered by the members can be captured, and that's the competition for members, everything essentially. As such, there's a lot of information that can be gone after. So at club level, we tried to distill that to the three sort of key areas that you might look for in quick reports. So all you need to do for that is reports, and it starts you in dashboard, and then the three here are quick reports. So your first one is funds received. So if you are putting anything through the club, you can click run and it'll just pop out in a new tab. You got quick report funds received, and you can just select your date. So if you want to see what you've received from October to today, that's no problem. And you can display, or you can have that email to an email address of your choosing. So if your treasurer needs to see something and has an offline copy, it'd be email Change this to CSV and it'll open up as an Excel spreadsheet. Email address, whatever you may need. You can go from there. I'll do it for display purposes on this one. You press run report. It'll pop out in a new tab, so it'll look a little bit like this one. So with a Cricket Island logo. There's no data on this one as a test area, but you can see your invoice ID, transaction ID, product name, so what was paid for, date paid, when it was paid for, the date funds sent, so that's when GameDay paid your club the money relating to that product, and then the distribution ID, the reference we have for that payment, the line item total. So let's say the product was 50, and then the money received after fees. The GameDay do charge transaction fee of 3.55% plus VAT for anything processed. That's mainly to cover our payment gateway. But as I say, that's something we can manage there. So that's funds received is your first one. And transactions, anything that's gone through, if you don't need to see the money itself, but the transactions, same again, press run, choose your dates, display your email, that'll go to the person requiring it. And then the third one is for your membership secs. So membership in current season, again, press run, display on screen or an email, and then goes to the email address. So if we go to display and run report, and it'll give you the details, just the key details for all your active members in the current season. So your email, Cricket Island number, name, address, and then you'll have a full list of who has registered. For the quick reports, if you do need anything more substantive, then we do allow a configuration system for that. For example, your admin report can tell you everybody who's got an admin access to your club. You'll be able to see that for each club and each team. So if you go on club report, so at club level or team level, wherever it may be, name, ID, and then when they were created as an admin, when they were added to your club, when they last logged into your club. So if you're just doing an audit at the start of the season, you can just click on report, be able to see that through there. Any competition data regarding it, your club, participant data, and so on. So if you do need anything more advanced, I'll send the help guide out, but by all means, please email me directly because I will admit there's a lot of information and it doesn't always live where it should. If in doubt, though, I would always advise participants. An advanced participant is always a master report. Pretty much everything we've captured within GameDay would live in this one. So that's where I would start off if you need something more advanced. But as I say, more than happy to support should you ever need that. And finally, programs. So programs are your courses, your camps, anything like that. So we've got various templates set up at national and PU level, and that would descend down. So let's say if you're hosting a version of Smash It at your club, you can run it through programs, and then you'll be able to see the particular course. So let's just do a sample of that. A little magnifying glass icon, which you've probably seen a couple of times already, but this is effectively click into the member record or the team record or the program record. Just this little icon is usually the best place to start, because then you get a greater level of information. Then you'll be able to see program details, so where it's been hosted at your club, age details, which is usually inherited from the higher level of the hierarchy, and then you can run a session from there. So just give you the key information. Then you've also got ad products. Don't really need that. It's something managed at higher levels. Product prices, you won't have permission for that. So again, unless you're running the camp yourself, I would probably leave that alone or manage it through the products themselves. Participants is the useful part because you can see everybody who's signed up to your course. You can see the name, date of birth there. And if for any reason the members can't come along, if they've come taken ill, just have to scroll across the page. There we go. I'll let you know if they are a new enrollment. You can withdraw them from a program. You can transfer them onto another one if they need to be need to be taken off. A member registration link, which is this one here, should you ever need it. So as GameDay viewers, well, this is a new reporting system that we're developing. This is at national level, so although the icon will appear for clubs, it's not something we're really rolling out until later on in the season. So as more information becomes available, we'll be able to talk about that at that point. But for now, if you do need a reporting system, do focus on the reports, and GameDay View will be a longer term development. So I think we've covered a bit off on the registrations and where to go from there. Then adding a product. Reporting we've got, financial reports. So I think I'll just go to the participant management side of it just to walk through that in a little greater depth. So in participants, again, list participants gives you a full list of members within your club. So you'll be able to view a bit more information about your members by the magnifying glass that we mentioned. So this is how your member summary will look. So name, cricket hour number, some basic information on the member summary and contact details there, and contact details. This box in the top right, registered or not registered. So when everyone's registered for the season, that'll show up in green. Red, as you can see, is not registered. And then if there's any other status, perhaps national or PU, got a few questions, then it'll pop up in there for something like registered but inactive or whatever that may be. You'll have other clubs. If a person's registered to another team or another club, that'll pop up in other clubs. Any documents uploaded against a member, if there's guard vetting or something like that, they can be uploaded and that'll be in their secure member profile there. Again, you can see the left-hand menu, that's just changed over a little bit. So the starting dashboard, as mentioned, we'll always start a dashboard for every level. If you ever are unsure where you are in the system, though, it says that you're a participant on this one. If you click on the little icon, it'll unfold and show all the levels for your club, for your team participant, wherever you might be in the hierarchy. So just to, if you ever get stuck, that's the best place to have a look in the top left. Again, member summary, you will have limited admin rights as a club admin to change this over. But if you do need to change anything on member summary, just click on the edit button. And then you have personal details, contact details, parent guardian if you need to update the details there as well. And any documents. As I say, I'd be in the first instance, I would recommend sending the member profile link out and try and get this a bit more self-service. But obviously, people are coming up to you and just asking, could you just change that over? That's how you do it. Go to the member summary and update details from there. On the left side, you'll be able to see a few different areas. So types is member types. So if somebody signed up as a player, coach, be a match official and volunteer, you'll just have a little bit more information on that. Not all of it would pull through. So, for example, the player data, we'd probably be more junior, senior on this one, and just some basic information. But with a bit more, that information is held in this different section. I'll show you in a moment. Transactions, anything that's been paid for by that particular member will come in here. So you'll have it as a club, and you can report against that. But if that member's paid for something, let's say they've gone to a national course, you'll be able to see that against the member record. Member tags, I don't. Sorry, Emma, I'll just ask you on this one. I don't think we've switched any member tags on at the moment,
No.
have we?
No.
Okay. This is something that the PU and the national might be looking at. So if there's ever any information, there can be a tag against a member, but it's just something we're developing at the moment. So don't worry too much about it. This is just purely to tell you what a member profile would look like. Medical, again, not really going to be using, but it's just to let you know about that one. Transfers is helpful if somebody is going through a move or dual registration. You'll be able to see that member's transfer history in this section, and you can see different approval stages. So the provincial union have to have a look at any paperwork. You'll be able to see if it's pending at their level, approved at their level, and so on. But the main bit of information you probably need, other than the dashboard and updates there, is member history. So the member profile will also show somebody this, but season on season, the idea in GameDay is we'll be able to capture the full history of somebody's progression through different teams as the season progresses. So in this one, we click on seasons, you can see association name, age group. So somebody's gone from the juniors through to the seniors, they've been a player, they've added a coach responsibility on the particular season. You'll have that full history in there, at association and at club level. You can see the club levels on there and just where they've been registered to. So you've got that information. And just combines a full season summary. So you can see if I've had 2 clubs or something like that. So I'm more stats about as we go. So if we cover the junior to senior transfers, so you have a final one, just from a club admin perspective. If a member needs to be just deactivated temporarily, if there's an issue with subs or whatever that might be, you can temporarily suspend their membership, so to speak, until the issue is resolved. So you can go back to list participants. You can see active in association, which you won't have the permission for, but active in club, which you will have permission for because you're club admins. So let's say if Stephen Formby, there's an issue with that particular member, you click on active in club, you see the square goes a little bit smaller, and then the second tick will deactivate their membership at club level. And when you go back on the member, it'll just change colour there to say registered inactive. It'll be like a sort of orangey colour or whatever that might be. You can save that and then we need to reinstate them. Then just retick the box and they'll be reinstated. So club admin is just a potential option you might need. Obviously, I hope you don't have to use it, but it's good to know as well. So I think that's covered everything on the agenda. So I'll throw it open to questions at this point if anything comes through.
On the participant side, I know whenever we open membership out again, and as you said about self-help, we'll have, I had duplicates last year. I'll now have triplicates this year. I see there, see whenever you I noticed a duplicate thing on the contact.
Yes.
Whenever you're on a contact, does that merge the contacts? Because I can imagine that we have had multiple people, the 2 different contacts using the same season. So does that merge the contacts that's there, or would that say if I mark that as a duplicate, but some information for the season has gone in?
Yeah, so what will happen is we do have duplicate resolution built into the system. So what this will do, if you know as a club admin, you've got 2 or 3 members with the same profile but multiple Cricket Island numbers, what I would advise is pick out the one that's holding the most information, i.e. the most complete or the most up-to-date, whatever it might be. Don't do it on that one, but what you're best doing is on one of the duplicates in that context, go into that CI number and then go mark as duplicate. That will send it up to PU and National, and they will then review duplicates. If you want to drop an email, say I've flagged, in this case, Michael Holding, I've got 2 of those, 2 members, it's the same person, just tell the PU, it's CI 1 and CI number 2. Please merge these to whichever CI number. Now, the thing to note is it will revert to the lower of the CI numbers when you're merging it, but that means that's just purely for an admin purpose. The information held against the CI number is the important bit, and that's a bit we can choose to keep. So if the new one's got more info, you want to keep that, we can merge to the new one. If it's the old one, we merge to the old one.
Okay, thank you.
Ross, there's just one question there in the chat from Matthew.
Yes, so sending the QR code out for the player to register. Does that player fill out? Yes. So the principle behind the reg form is we send the link out and the member will register themselves. So I'll walk you through the red form quickly just to give you a flavour of what that'll look like. But yeah, the idea is we've got various questions in set at national level. So national know what information we need off each member. So we ask those questions and we set some at mandatory level, i.e. they've got to be answered, some as optional and some as drop downs, which we'll show you now. But this will be your bespoke club link. So this is the first thing that your members will be seeing. So you'll have your club name at the top, the name of the form, asking how many people are registering. So as I mentioned, if you do need to register just one person or the full family, so it's 1, 2 adults and then however many children on there, what will happen is the form will go adult 1, they'll complete their bit start to finish, they'll press complete, you'll revert back to adult 2 if applicable, start to finish, then child 1 and so on until you've got everybody, and then it'll do it all in the same process. It's really designed just for adults in one go. Everyone else would self-register themselves, but it'll ask how many people at the start. Continue. Just the other thing to flag as well, have your club details at the bottom, so it'll have like the key admin email and contact number if you've uploaded one to your club. That's what we'll put through to the sort of footer on here. So in this one, we'll do one adult registration. There's a video to accompany this that we can send out to members as well, but just to let you know, this bit will ask for an email address. So if we recognise them, so I'm logged in, for example, it's picked up all the test ones I've been putting through with the name and the national number. If you registered a family last season, it'll ask you to log back in using the email address you used last year to register, and then it'll pull your details through just to make that process a bit easier. And that comes back to the question about duplicates as well. If you can ask people to use the same email as last year, then it'll pull their details up. It'll just make the process a lot quicker for them. If it's somebody brand new, of course, they can just register from scratch, which is what I'll do in this instance to show you. But yeah, if you can see your CI number from a previous login, just click on that. It'll pull your details through. You check everything's still okay. Do what you need to do, and you're through. If it's somebody brand new, no problem. Click on new member. And it'll default to your club because we know who your club is from the bespoke link. So then it'll ask for the first name and family name. What we're asking for this season is everyone enters it where possible in first letter as a capital and then lowercase after that, because the information held in GameDay, we sync up with MB Play for the scorers, and the information we get is passed on to them. So the better data quality we get, we can pass to MB Play, just make everyone's Saturday a bit easier. So I'll just put in a test. First name, family name, date of birth. Assigned gender at birth. So we've got both assigned gender at birth and gender identity questions, but gender identity does have a prefer not to say option on there. Then registering as, you can click all 4 options if they all apply to you. If it's just one, that's no problem. So I'll just click volunteer in this case, but you can register as one or more member types at the same time. You don't have to do this multiple times if you hold more than one role. So that's your basic info. So for easy questions, so this is the meat of it where we're asking the questions. So registering as volunteer, pull your name and date of birth through from previous. If your national number is assigned, that will pull through. If this is a new member, so we haven't assigned one yet because we haven't completed registration. Then you can see we just walk through the questions, standard online form format. So put some details in. So postcode codes there. Your country, contact number, so all the standard sort of information you would fill in. There's that's for emergency contact. So if it's over 18, you'll see emergency contact. If it's under 18, this will be your parent guardian details. Just putting some samples there. There's got the information here, so you can opt into your marketing at cricket club, at provincial union, and national level. Then terms and conditions of participation is a pop-out box, which will come through here. Once you're happy with everything, mandatory tick box for T's and C's to make sure that's been done. And then products will be your final screen. If there's anything that needs paying for, that appears here. If not, confirm selection just gives you the information. To confirm selection, it does say proceed to payment, but this in effect means confirm. If there's nothing to pay, if there is a payment required, there'll be a fifth screen which takes you through to our payment provider and you make any relevant payment. If not, proceed to payment means finalize. Click that, and then the member, having signed up themselves, will get an email to confirm. They'll have a CI number on there, the club they're registered to, and they'll show up straight away in your club member database. Good stuff. Okay, yeah, floor's open. If there's any other questions or anything else anyone wants to run through or would like to ask.
But everyone, just so as Ross has taken us through the registration form there, in hopefully the aim is tomorrow that you'll receive communication from your provincial union around registration for the 2024 season, and they will essentially be letting you know that registration is open. Just conscious that if you are looking in through your club's game day passport and viewing the different areas of game day, when you go into registration forms, you will see that name there, as Ross has on the screen, draft club registration form. That is still in draft mode as it's not open. So please, at this point, don't circulate that to any members of your club, as anyone that does go through registering on that link while it's in draft mode won't be accepted or registered for the upcoming season. So just to reiterate, just wait for your communication from your provincial union to say that registration for the union is open for the 2024 season, and they're just tidying some things up and ensuring that any products that need to be added in terms of registration fees are on there. So you should expect either tomorrow or in the next day or so that will be ready to go for you to circulate to your members. So again, if anyone has questions around that, just let us know.
Emma, I wonder, could I ask you a question about the actual software? Will I have links to that through the link that I sent you originally? Or how do I get access to this actual GameDay software?
Ross, do you have the exact answer to that one, or do you want me to take that?
No, I'll put it in the chat now, but there's a link on the
Perfect.
support guide about how to log into Passport. So just to confirm, have you been a club I've been before? It's just finding out how to get into this bit.
How I get into the registration bit?
So
I've never used this before, so this is totally new to me. I would have assumed that I would need a password, to access the program.
Yeah. So Eileen, are you an administrator in your club?
I'm the club secretary.
Perfect. So which club is it that you're with?
It's Drummond Cricket Club.
Perfect. So that you probably the club have probably never used GameDay before, have they? Or
No,
just
they
a small
haven't.
bit? Perfect.
No.
So what you'll need to do is if you want to drop me an email, and again I can link just as I said there to someone previously in the chat. If anyone is wondering how to gain access as an admin to their cricket club on GameDay, if you drop me an email, I can link you in with your provincial union, the relevant person there, and they will be able to then assign you the correct admin access, and then you'll be able to view these parts, the back end of GameDay. So that would be the process. Now, you may already, and this could be anyone else on the call, have a contact within your provincial union, and if you want to go directly to them, that's no problem. You can do that. They're the ones that will assign administration access to your club, and naturally they will double check what your role is in your club, because regular players or members don't get access to this back end. But I think Ross has sent in the a support guide there anyway that can help with those various questions. But that's the first port of call for anyone looking to get that admin access to the back end of the system. Either drop me an email or straight to your provincial union.
Could I also ask, is there a cost to the club to use this?
So there's no cost to the club to use the functions that Ross has been showing us this evening. The only cost that does come in on this end is with any registration, there is a transaction fee. Ross, I think you mentioned it during the call. So that would be, again, if your provincial union has a registration fee for the season as a player or a member, there is a small transaction fee on that gets deducted. Your club can use the GameDay system to take in any of your regular membership payments for the season. And again, any of those payments do incur a transaction fee, but there's no additional fee to access this.
And do all the clubs have to use this system now?
So the hope would be that clubs do go the route of using the system. That would be absolutely fantastic. The provincial unions are using this system, GameDay, to have all their players registered to participate in cricket for the 2024 season. So members will have to go through GameDay. So there is that added piece that your member will be using GameDay for that element of registration. So it's an easy way to essentially have it all in one place, rather than on another system, or even just paper format that I know some people and clubs will have been using for years.
Also, can I just say the Drummond Cricket Club is on the system, and it does have players assigned to it, but it doesn't have any admin assigned to it. So I think the union has been filling out stuff for that. As Ross has said a couple of times, this system does then feed in through to the scoring mechanism that all the matches use. So it might be that the union has added them in because when Drummond Cricket Club are playing, when their players perform, or all the stats around that, they're obviously then getting recorded in a different system. So the data in that system comes from this one. So it's maybe best having a conversation with your contact in the union.
Okay, so some will already be, okay, that's fine. I thought this was, it's just I'm completely new to this, and I thought this was a complete new system. So some will be already on the system then.
I think it's definitely new to the committee of Drummond Cricket Club, because there's no details and there's no contacts at that level. Many clubs you can see who's the chair, the secretary, all that kind of stuff. There's nothing in the system at the moment for Drummond, so I suspect that someone's been doing that, adding the players in the background, and maybe now this is an opportunity for you guys to take that on as well.
Okay, right, thank you.
I just wanted to ask, because last year we used this GameDay system just for the union fees. So this year, like, should we be using it as like under our own personal membership fees, or what's the story?
So definitely the union fees will transfer over, so the union will be using them again this year. You can use it for your club registration fees if your club wants to go that route. So this session is really kind of all about that, is showing you and your club how you can use the system to its full advantage. So it's definitely something that your club can look into to do the club registration through that.
Okay, thank you.
Just to say again to everyone that obviously the session has been recorded, so we will circulate that along with, I know Ross has put in a link to the support guide there into the chat. I'll circulate that again to you all so that you have it, and some additional FAQs that Ross has put together, which do come up quite a bit from clubs. So you'll all be shared with that this week. And again, just to remind you all that your provincial union will be in contact to let you know once the registration form for the union for 2024 is ready to be circulated to all your club members.
And there was a question there, I don't know whether we've covered this from chat, about the player photos mandatory for registering.
Piece around player photos is quite specific to various provincial unions. So anyone playing or a member of or involved with cricket in the Northern Cricket Union, if you were aged 18 or over, you will have to submit a photo. So to be aware of that. In Munster, again, it's anyone aged 18 years and older. In the Northwest, the photo is not mandatory this year for registration. So again, so that's the Northern Cricket Union and Munster Cricket Union where the photos are mandatory. So thank you again for all joining. And Ross, thank you very much to yourself for this evening. I thought it was very clear, and hope we will see plenty more clubs using GameDay in 2024.